In the heart of Edinburgh, Scotland, stands a small statue that has captured the imagination and hearts of people around the world for over a century. This is the story of Greyfriars Bobby, a dog whose loyalty and devotion to his owner became legendary. A tale that continues to resonate with visitors to this day. How did a small Skye Terrier come to symbolize unwavering loyalty and love? What kept Bobby by his master's grave for 14 long years? And what lessons can we learn from this remarkable story of devotion? In the 19th century, the bustling city of Edinburgh was home to countless stories of human triumph and tragedy. Yet, among these, the tale of Greyfriars Bobby stands out as a poignant reminder of the bond between man and his best friend. The story begins with John Grey, a night watchman and police officer, and his faithful companion, Bobby. But when John passed away in 1858, Bobby did something extraordinary. He refused to leave his master's side, even in death. This is a story not just about a dog's love, but about the power of loyalty and the deep connections that can transcend even the grave. John Grey was a police officer in Edinburgh during the mid-19th century, a time when the city was rapidly expanding and the demand for law enforcement was high. As a night watchman, his duties involved patrolling the streets and ensuring the safety of the city's residents during the long, cold nights. To assist him in his work, John acquired a Skye Terrier, whom he named Bobby. Together they walked the cobbled streets of Edinburgh, forming an inseparable bond. Bobby was a small, shaggy Skye Terrier, known for his intelligence and strong-willed nature. Despite his size, Bobby was fiercely loyal and protective of John. The pair quickly became a familiar sight to the residents of Edinburgh, who would often see them making their rounds through the city's narrow alleys and quiet squares. Bobby was not just a pet, he was John's partner and confidant, sharing in the quiet moments and the challenges of night watch duty. In 1858, John Grey succumbed to tuberculosis, a common and deadly disease of the time. His passing left a void not just in the lives of his family, but also in the heart of his loyal dog. John was laid to rest in Greyfriars Kirkyard, a historic cemetery in Edinburgh, known for its ancient tombstones and Gothic atmosphere. But while most of the city moved on, Bobby could not. What happened next would immortalize him as a symbol of unwavering loyalty. After John Grey's death, something remarkable happened. Bobby, the loyal Skye Terrier, refused to leave his master's graveside. For 14 years, Bobby kept vigil at John's grave in Greyfriars Kirkyard, regardless of the weather, season, or time of day. Every morning as the city awoke, Bobby could be found lying on the grave, a silent guardian of his master's final resting place. Despite the harsh Scottish winters and the passage of time, Bobby remained steadfast in his vigil. Locals and visitors alike were moved by the dog's unwavering loyalty. Stories began to circulate about the little dog who wouldn't leave his master's side. People from all over Edinburgh would come to the cemetery to see Bobby, bringing him food and water, and providing shelter when the weather turned severe. Bobby's story quickly spread throughout Edinburgh, and the community rallied to support him. The cemetery caretaker, touched by Bobby's dedication, allowed the dog to stay, even though cemetery rules at the time would not normally permit animals. Bobby became a beloved figure in the city, and even the Lord Provost of Edinburgh took notice when a new dog license law was introduced, requiring all dogs to be licensed or risk being put down. The Lord Provost paid for Bobby's license, ensuring his continued protection. As the years passed, Bobby's story grew, and he became a symbol of loyalty and love. His presence at Greyfriars Kirkyard reminded the people of Edinburgh of the deep bond between humans and their canine companions. Bobby's vigil was more than just a dog's act of loyalty. It was a testament to the enduring nature of love and the unbreakable connection that can exist between a person and their pet. In January 1872, after 14 years of faithful service, Bobby passed away at the age of 16. His death marked the end of an era, but his story was far from over. The people of Edinburgh, who had come to see Bobby as a symbol of unwavering loyalty, ensured that his memory would live on. In recognition of his loyalty, Bobby was buried just inside the gate of Greyfriars Kirkyard, not far from the grave of his beloved master, John Grey. Although cemetery rules typically forbade animals from being buried in consecrated ground, an exception was made for Bobby due to the unique circumstances. His final resting place, close to his master, was a fitting end to a life defined by devotion. To honor Bobby's memory, a statue was commissioned and erected in 1873, just a year after his death. The bronze statue, created by sculptor William Brodie, depicts Bobby in a seated position, alert and watchful as he would have been during his vigil. The statue stands on top of a drinking fountain made from polished granite, featuring an inscription that reads, "Greyfriars Bobby, died 14th January 1872, aged 16 years. Let his loyalty and devotion be a lesson to us all." The statue was placed just outside Greyfriars Kirkyard, facing the cemetery where Bobby had spent so many years. It quickly became a popular attraction, drawing visitors from near and far who came to pay their respects to the little dog who had captured the hearts of a city. Bobby's story has since been immortalized in books, films, and even songs, becoming a part of Scottish folklore. Disney's 1961 film Greyfriars, Bobby brought the tale to an international audience, ensuring that Bobby's legacy would continue to inspire generations. The statue and the story it represents have become symbols of loyalty, love, and the powerful bond between humans and their pets. Today, the statue of Greyfriars Bobby remains one of Edinburgh's most beloved landmarks. Tourists and locals alike visit the site, touching the statue's nose for good luck and leaving flowers at Bobby's grave. The story of Greyfriars Bobby is a reminder that love and loyalty can transcend even the boundaries of life and death, and that the bond between a dog and his master is one of the purest forms of love. The story of Greyfriars Bobby is more than just a tale of a loyal dog. It's a story of love, devotion, and the unbreakable bond between a pet and its owner. Bobby's 14-year vigil at his master's grave is a testament to the power of loyalty and the enduring connection that can exist between humans and animals. As we reflect on Bobby's life, we are reminded of the lessons he teaches us about loyalty, love, and the importance of standing by those we care about, even in the face of adversity. Bobby's story has endured for over a century, touching the hearts of people from all walks of life. His legacy is a reminder that love knows no boundaries, and that the bond between a dog and his master can be as strong as any bond between humans. If this story of Greyfriars Bobby has touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that inspire and uplift. Visit Greyfriars Kirkyard if you ever find yourself in Edinburgh, and pay tribute to the little dog who showed the world what true loyalty looks like.